Hello and welcome to Creatures on the Commodore 64. There we go. Now this came out, 1990 and developed by Apex Computer Production. As you can see with John and Steve Rollins, who previously had worked on retrogrades on the C64. Now by the time they finished retrogrades, I think they were a bit fed up with shoot 'em ups, and so they decided to turn their hand to doing at least their idea of a cutesy platformer. But it's no ordinary cutesy platformer. I mean, there's quite a lot of black humour and gore and things in the game. But let's get started. Now you can, this is a sort of map screen, gives you a preview of the level, but what you can do is you can also pick if you want music or sound effects. And, the music's pretty good. It's only one channel because you always get 2 channel sound effects, I think. But if you turn the music off, you get enhanced sound effects. But I don't really play with the music on, to be honest. Well, let's get started. You can take control of Clyde Radcliffe. Here he is. And the idea is that his friends have been kidnapped and he's got to rescue them. I think there's 3 levels in total in terms of rescuing your friends. Each level is divided into 3 stages. 2 stages are these sort of platform stages, then the 3rd stage is what's known as the torch screen. Now, Clyde, if you hold on fire, you can activate his flame breath, which you can see is quite powerful. But his normal mode of fire is this one, which is the droopy weapon. And once you get to the shop, you can buy more weapons. If you hold on fire and move down and pull down, it brings up the menu weapon. But we've only got droopy weapon at the moment, so we'll need to wait till we get to the shop to get more. You can see the graphics are very colourful. Good use of colour splits, raster colour splits, just to make the main graphics look nice and colourful. I like the graphics on most of the enemies. They've all got silly little happy faces. Now what I've just picked up there is some of the you can see another one flashing at the bottom there. Those enemies, they form the basis of currency. So there's 3 different types, and depending what combination you've got, you can buy certain weapons in the shop. You can see once you hit water, Clyde pulls out his little fan, and he can blow along the water. The water effects are quite well done. I mean, it's a fairly standard platformer. I mean, it's hardly Sonic the Hedgehog or Mario. It's not really in that sort of league. It's a bit slower and I wouldn't say more thought, but there's still quite a bit of pixel perfect jumping, but it doesn't rely too much on it. Use a waterfall. If we're playing with the enhanced sound effects, you can hear the waterfall get louder as you get closer. Some enemies, if you shoot them, it triggers all other things on the screen. So if I shoot this enemy, it just activates some pickups, power-ups. Now I did actually own this in the day back on, and I owned it on cassette, and I'm got to say the cassette multi-load was, yeah, it was quite boring, but each level is quite long, so you do spend more time playing it than you do loading it. So I mean that's not too bad from that point of view. And there's no annoying intermission screens or you know or wasted you know things that waste your time, especially when it's a multi-load. You know you got to wait for it to load in some bonus screen or presentation screen. There's none of that. It's all gameplay. Just trying to whiz through the level as fast as I can, just to show you more of the game. The game makes use of colour mixing for some of the enemies, which is alternating colours every frame. But I'm not quite sure that'll show up on the YouTube video, not very well I would imagine, but it looks nice on a real 64. Now this was followed up by a sequel game, Creatures 2, which so it was different sort of game. It was more because the torture screens in this game were quite a hit with fans. They decided to sort of base the or make the torture screens the basis of the sequel game. So there's more torture screens, but less sort of platform screens. But having said that, there's more to the sequel than just torture screens. There's various different sort of stages. I might cover the sequel at another time. Now Clyde himself here, we're at a mini boss here. You can normally take 2 hits. I think I must have taken a hit earlier on the level. I just can't remember doing that. Some of the later levels involve. Oops, 2 hit there. There's an extra life there if I get to it. Use the flame breath. There we go. Yeah, some of the later levels involve scuba diving, where the Clyde has to negotiate some horrible water hazards, but he's only got limited oxygen, so you've got to keep topping it up. Just can't remember how to do this. This is almost like a little mini puzzle here. Just got to work out the best way to do it. And all the well, I think I must have completed it. All the torture screen levels, they are like mini puzzles. You've got to work out the way to defeat the torturer. I mean, they are quite well done. They're certainly the highlight of the game. So here we are at the shop with the witch. I don't think I've got enough of my favourite weapon, which is Scatterball. Yeah. If you look at the ingredients, it says 355. Then you look at the top of the screen. I've got 645, so I can't afford that. I could afford Flamer. I might buy that actually. You can also buy information. You know, it's basically hints. Some levels you really actually have to have a certain weapon to complete the level, which is a bit of a negative side to the game. But if you use the hints, they'll tell you which ones you should have, I think. So I'm using the flamer weapon now, which can actually fire through scenery. asking the scatter ball, so that's quite useful actually. The graphics do get better as the game progresses. They're very good on the last level, which is sort of Halloween themed level where Clyde can fly in a little broomstick as well. Actually, I'll try and rush through this level. You've got to watch you don't destroy these pickups either, these collectibles. You can actually destroy them with your weapons, so you've got to be kind of careful there. Oops. Yeah, one of the things I do like is that when you shoot some of the aliens, they don't just die, they react. You know, they'll get up and walk around, or they'll change their attack pattern or something. You know, they do. If you've not, they can be quite unpredictable if you haven't played it, which is quite a good feature, I think. One of the things I do like is the fact that you can take more than one hit. I mean, you do lose a life. It does have restart points, but there's quite a lot of them. It doesn't really punish you too much, and you don't lose any of your weapons or anything like that. I don't think I can destroy that one. I think that one can maybe destroy. Oh. This is actually quite a hard game. It's very rare that I have actually completed it, but it's very rare that I can complete it. Come on. Sometimes it's a matter of using the right weapon at the right time. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's strategy, but it certainly gives it a little bit more depth than it otherwise would have had, I think. There we go. If I remember, the idea behind the flame breath was that the scenario is that Clyde was having a party, I think, or he was out at a party, so he's been on the piss and his breath he's got really bad halitosis. So you get the idea of the level of the humour in the game. Now this game came out in the era of the Sega Mega Drive or Genesis and the Sonic the Hedgehog. So you know it certainly doesn't really compare to those sort of games, but in terms of what was available on the 64 at the time, I don't think there was a lot of sort of cutesy platformers of this quality. I mean, there was certainly no original ones. I mean, they're all sort of coin-op conversions. Just ignoring most of these power-ups just to get to the end of the level, which I'm almost there, I think. That looks difficult. Sometimes it's not worth the risk of trying to reach some of these collectibles. Right, we're almost at the next mini boss. I've just got to remember what to do. I normally have a different weapon here. There we go. So that gives us an extra life. I think we've got to destroy this creature first. You can see the use of some expanded sprites here. The Rolling Brothers never afraid to use expanded sprites, which is, you know, if they're done well enough, I don't see it being a problem. Right, I've just got to destroy. Got to get down here somehow to destroy that. Bloody hell! Just got to get the timing right. Yay! So this brings us to the torture screen, or the first torture screen in the game. So this is where you've got to rescue your friend who's about to be executed in some horrible way. In fact, we'll just watch him get executed first, because it's quite amusing. But these screens are effectively little puzzle screens where you've got to work out what to do to rescue your friend. And every time you fail, you lose a life. So it can be quite an expensive way to muddle your way through. To figure out how to complete the torture screen. And as you can see, your friend's getting jacked up to this innocent looking person at the top here, but as you'll soon see, he's got a bit of a mean streak, shall we say. Yes, yes, he does own a chainsaw. I like his little face. There's lots of little gore. Yes, well, most of the torture screens are of a similar nature, but right, I'll just show you how to complete this one, just to give you an idea. So what we need to do is get that cannonball into the cannon, and then fire the cannon. So we need to take out this little slug creature, who seems to be squeezing out little mini slugs. Whoops. Okay. Ah! I forgot an important thing. Got to light the cannon first. Right, let's try this again. There we go. This is quite an easy torture screen compared to some of the ones in Creatures 2. I mean, they're very complicated in Creatures 2. Maybe too complicated. There we go. There we go. That's essentially you get some bonus power-up potions, and then we're back at the shop and on to the next stage. I think the next stage might start underwater. I'll just give a quick look at that, then I'll end the video after that. You see different types of weapon here. We already have Droopy, but you can get up to three levels of each weapon. So we're only at level 1 of that, really. You know, if Super Droopy, Fireball, Fall Up, Wiggler, Curly Whirly. I mean, you get the idea of what each one does. Probably need a Fall Up for this level. We'll take more Droopy. Okay, so we're on to the next stuff. You can see the graphics are a bit different in this level. Right, so that's Creatures for you. What am I going to rate this? Well, it's okay. It's nothing revolutionary. As far as these sort of cutesy platform games go, it's probably one of the better ones, to be honest. It's got a bit of character. It's a bit of humour in the game, which is more than what a lot of these games have. Some nice little bits of parallax scrolling here and there. There's a tiny bit of puzzle solving if you include the torture screens in that. So yeah. What I'm going to give it? Well, I think it's still quite a decent game. I'll give it 7.5 out of 10, I think, which means it's a good game, bordering on a great game, but it's probably just a good game. I would think. Certainly for its time, it was pretty good, but nothing revolutionary. But it certainly makes excellent use of the 64. So I can't fault it for that. But the gameplay itself is nothing special, really. Yep, 7.5. That's out of 10. That's all for this video.